Doctor paces through the TARDIS corridors, peeking his head into every doorway he passes. On his hands are bright white oven mitts, as he's holding a tray of steaming pastries.
You're going to love these! I finally got round to making those tarts with ticklier jam. Anger tastes far better than you'd expect.
Popping his head into another room, the Doctor finally comes to a stop. Jessie sits alone at a metallic workbench, using a pair of pliers to slowly pick apart the wires of some clock-like device. Watching her for a moment, his eyes move over to her bed and up the walls, now plastered with depictions of pop idols and action stars. He approaches one of the posters, marveling at it.
Cyndi Lauper! Oh, what a gal! You know, I was the one that convinced her to sing for the Goonies. She never let me live it down, though.
What's up?
Jessie sets down the machine in her hands and pulls the Walkman headphones off her head.
I just wanted you to try one of these ticklier tarts. I also have fruits from Earth, Actin, Delphon. I may have gotten a tad carried away.
Oh, these look great!
Jessie surveys the assortment before her and takes a tart with glowing purple jelly at the center. She stops right before taking a bite.
Wait, Ticklia? It's been weeks since we went to Thedolia. Do the nodes have a really long shelf life?
Jessie. Time machine.
Oh, right. How do I keep forgetting that?
Jessie takes an excited bite of the pastry, and the Doctor's eyes scan the room as she chews.
You've wasted no time decorating. I'm glad you're comfortable. But all these movie posters. I can show you the sequels early if you'd like. Back to the Future 2 is my favorite, if a bit off in its predictions.
Oh, rad.
Well, don't get too excited. The third one is nothing to sneeze at.
No, this tart. It tastes scary. It tastes like I'm afraid. How does that even work?
Good, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Jessie takes another giant bite, and the Doctor beams proudly. Setting the tray down on her desk, the Doctor removes his oven mitts, revealing his usual white leather gloves beneath them. He pulls a handkerchief from his breast pocket and ties it around his neck, before reaching for a tart himself.
You know, when I met a real-life E.T., I wasn't expecting it to result in so much eating.
I can't help being an epicure this time around. Not that I mind at all.
Taking a bite of one of the yellow tarts, the Doctor savors the flavor of lemons and happiness. A wonderful combination.
Stellar. Although...
The Doctor sets the tart down, thinking for a moment.
Fancy a quick trip to the planet Paragis? There's a tree there which only grows on a single island, but its leaves make this brilliant glazed topping. It would make these tarts perfect.
Jessie stands up from her chair, grabbing another pastry from the tray.
If you think you can actually make these better, I'm all ears.
Wonderful!
The Doctor removes the handkerchief from his neck, and the two quickly make their way back to the console room. Flipping switches and turning knobs, the Doctor primes the machine for takeoff.
We're just popping out, grabbing the leaf, and coming right back in, right? Otherwise, I don't think I can stop myself from eating the whole batch.
Don't worry, it'll only take a minute at the most.
Pushing one final button, the time rotor starts to pulsate with its familiar noise, before letting out a grinding, wheezing grumble.
Whoa, that's new. What's going on?
Very peculiar. You've landed on Paragis, but on the wrong side. Well, I'm sure it's nothing.
That doesn't sound like nothing.
Just a little turbulence is all. Other side of the planet, here we come!
We didn't move, did we? Doctor, what's going on?
He avoids her eyeline, staring into one of the monitors above the console. His signature chip a smile, completely intact.
Doctor?
Oh, it's nothing. Perfectly normal. I probably just spilt some batter into the transmission coupling while I was baking. You know how clumsy I can be.
What? Really? Are you sure this isn't more serious than that?
Of course not. We're fine. Everything's fine. I'll just go take a look down in the engine rooms and we'll get this all sorted quick as a whip. Have another tart while you wait for me.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why would the engine make us park on the wrong side of a planet? And where'd we park, anyway?
Paragis is a manufacturing planet. We're probably just on top of a factory. Here.
The doctor pulls up a data screen on one of the monitors and shows it to Jessie.
See? We're on the top floor of a production plant that closed down 1 month ago. We're fine. There's no one out there, so we don't need to worry. Now, let me just go check the engines.
Doctor, if no one's here, who's knocking on our front door?
The glimmer of a pair of flashlights spread through the darkness, illuminating the way for two figures who slowly trek through the dark factory halls. The boy, tall, brunette, and in his late teens, stares sheepishly at his own feet. The girl, probably only 10 or 12 years old, looks on at him worryingly. Her blonde hair, cut in a buzz, is the brightest thing in view.
Ted? Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I'm all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine, honestly. Thank you, Sam. But I'm gonna be all right. I mean, it's not her fault.
I know.
They continue walking in silence for another minute before Sam pipes up again.
Do you think Mum could have saved him?
Sam, she might hear you.
But do you?
Ted is quiet for a moment, contemplating the question.
Yeah, I'm sure she could have. She was probably right. Godfather just had a bad habit of trying to take over every situation. He probably should have just left everything to her, then maybe he'd still be here.
They continue walking for another moment of silence.
Do you think Godfather is still here with us?
How do you mean?
I mean, like all these spirits. Do you think he became one too?
Sammy, come on. We've seen Mum fighting spirits for years. Has anyone nice who's died ever come back before?
I don't think so.
Well, there you go.
The two continue to walk in silence, shining their lights in every corner, behind every crate, looking for something. Up ahead and out of earshot, two women are doing much the same. The taller of the two, a burly woman with short red hair, whispers angrily.
I'm just saying, what happened back there? It was an issue with the wiring. There was nothing supernatural about it. It wasn't a spirit, it was a person.
The shorter woman brushes her sandy blonde hair out of her eyes so she can properly roll them.
Raig'n, it doesn't matter if it was a spirit, person, or a natural phenomenon. Right now, we should be focused on finding the woman.
Seriously, Angel, those children just lost their godfather. They deserve to know what really happened.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I've stood by you through so much. Ghosts, werewolves, Daleks, and vampires. But I'm starting to think, after hunting monsters for so long, you've finally become one.
What are you on about? I'm the reason you lot survived the last trip. Their godfather should have let me handle things, and maybe he'd still be around to pester me as well.
I'm serious, Angel. You've gone too far this time. I can't in good conscience let these kids keep coming on these trips. This is the last one.
Well, good thing they're not your kids then, eh? Not your decision to make.
You know what?
The two freeze in place for an instant, as a pain wheezing echoes through the empty metallic halls. Angel's eyes light up with a fierce determination, and she breaks out into a sprint toward the sound.
That's her! That's the woman! The woman under the roof!
Raig'n stands frozen in place, whipping her head back and forth between the rapidly escaping Angel and the children not far behind her.
Oh, that woman! Sam? Teddy?
Raig'n dashes back toward the kids, quickly inspecting them with her flashlight. They both wince as it shines directly into their eyes.
Are you two all right? Did anything happen?
No, we're... Jeez! Can you point that somewhere else? We're fine. What happened?
We heard something up ahead. Your mother thinks it's the woman.
Really? Oh, well, let's go.
Good. Just stay behind me.
The three quickly make their way back up the hall, diligently pointing their light in every crevice that they can as they round each corner. Coming to a half-open door, they hear a quiet mechanical humming from inside. Raig'n stops in her tracks, gesturing for the kids to follow suit. Peeking her head in the door, she lets out a whisper.
Angel, are you in here?
Hello? Can I help you?
Peeking around the corner, Raig'n spots Angel standing at the foot of a blue wooden box. Letting out a sigh of relief, she pushes open the door and gestures for the children to follow her into the room. At the foot of the TARDIS, Angel holds up a stick of incense, waving it in the doctor's face.
Who are you? What are you doing here? I've already been hired to investigate. I won't be having anyone weasel their way in to steal my commission.
Oh, I'm sorry. There seems to be a bit of a misunderstanding. We haven't been hired. We're actually here by mistake. Something seems to have anchored my TARDIS here, but I've no idea why.
Ah, I see. Well, that's why we're here.
Excuse me? Not to be rude, but if my TARDIS can't take off, I really doubt anything from this millennium will be able to alleviate the problem.
You obviously haven't worked with us before. Angel Wasp, supernatural specialist. My team only just arrived, but I can assure you that I'll have this spirit killed in no time at all.
Angel extends her hand to the doctor to shake, but he can only stare at it, baffled.
You kill spirits. Your job is to fight not dead, invisible dead people, ghosts, and kill them again. That's why you're here? To kill a ghost.
Could also be a demon. We're not sure yet.
At this point, Jessie pops her head out next to the doctor.
Well, what is it? Is it a monster? Oh. Hello?
Raig'n steps up to the TARDIS doors, carefully inspecting Jessie and the doctor.
Who are you two? And is that a TARDIS?
I'm the doctor, and this is Jessie. And yes, it is.
How in the stars did you get a hold of a TARDIS?
Curious, Sam peeks her head out from behind Raig'n's leg.
Did you steal it?
Only a little bit. I'm a Time Lord, if that helps. I'll assure you, it's rightfully mine. Now, if you don't mind, we should all be making our exit at the earliest convenience. It's really not safe.
A Time Lord?
Yes. If you know about TARDISes, then I assume you know about Time Lords.
Raig'n leans up against the frame of the TARDIS and gives the doctor a look of suspicion.
We do. Not our favorite type of people, though.
Nor are they mine. We can chat about it all you like. But first, let's get out of this factory. Come on in, all of you. I just made jelly tarts.
What's the rush, Doctor? You just said it's safe here.
He's afraid of the woman. I'll bet any money that she's what anchored your ship.
I'm sorry, the woman?
The woman under the roof, the spirit we were hired to kill. It appeared here in the largest production facility on Paragis just 3 weeks ago. It's been claiming victims ever since.
The woman under the roof?
Do you know what she's talking about?
No, sorry, no idea. But I will tell you this. Spirits, ghosts, spectres, whatever you'd prefer to call them, they're not real.
Angel turns to Jessie and nods her head toward the doctor.
He's trying to hide how scared he is. I see it all the time on this job. Don't worry, Jessie. I'll handle it.
No, I truly believe it. Whatever has me anchored here, I'm sure it has a perfectly rational explanation.
Actually, yeah.
Jessie weasels her way past the doctor and out the TARDIS door, stepping into the dimly lit storage room.
We're stuck here, aren't we? Why not have a look around?
I'd advise against it. So far, all we know is that an evil spirit has ransacked the place. The employees sent out a distress signal asking for anyone's help, but it was basically gibberish.
Ted finally decides to speak up.
All we could really get from the message was that there's a woman living under the roof. We've been searching the attic, but we haven't found anything yet. They were so frantic, and it doesn't help that the people of Paragis have such a rudimentary language.
Wait, is this an attic?
A factory attic, yeah. Mostly offices and a few smaller production machines. The warehouse should be below us. I'm Ted, by the way, and that's Sam, and that's Raig'n.
Nice to meet you, Ted. I've got to say, this ceiling is pretty tall for an attic.
Jessie, keep your eyes forward. Let's focus.
The doctor steps out of the TARDIS and locks the door behind him. Glancing around the dimly lit room, he pulls his sonic from his pocket and activates the flashlight feature.
Come on then, let's go find the perfectly natural phenomenon keeping the TARDIS holed up here.
Angel gives the doctor a suspicious squint as he and Jessie exit the room to go explore the... As Jessie and the doctor search through the attic, the paranormal investigation team all take a seat together on top of several wooden crates. Angel is the last to sit down, noticeably agitated.
Just who does this doctor think he is?
Raig'n's eyes widen and she jumps up from her seat in a moment of epiphany.
Oh, he's the doctor!
Yes, we know, but what does that mean?
No, you don't understand. He's a famous investigator in many parts of the galaxy. One of the best. I remember Red used to tell me folk tales about him.
And is he dangerous?
Considering the question, a large grin stretches across Raig'n's face, and she looks Angel in the eye.
To you, he might be.
Wait. What's so special about this guy?
He's a legend. There are loads of stories about him. Old ones, too. Presumably, he's a time traveler. A Time Lord that got bored and ran away. Which is weird. You know they're not the type. But he's the only one left.
He ran away? What from?
Nobody really knows. You know how the Time Lords like to hoard their secrets. Some say he hated their bureaucracy. Others, that he wanted to study the balance of good and evil in the universe. I remember one story. He left because he was afraid that if he stayed, he would turn into some sort of monster.
Wow, this guy's a big deal.
I don't doubt it. Although, with the knowledge of a Time Lord, I can see where the skepticism comes from. He probably thinks he knows everything.
Honestly, I give him 5 minutes before he finds the woman.
Angel diverts her eyes from Raig'n, hiding her disdain. Letting out a breath, she hops to her feet.
I almost forgot. We should probably investigate the electrical room. It's the one place up here we haven't looked.
He's still having a look. We don't want to spook him. Let's wait till he gets back and go search it together.
Completely ignoring her, Angel activates her flashlight and heads into the hallway.
I don't know what I expected.
She's probably right. Those two could use our help.
If only that was what your mother intended.
In another part of the attic, The Doctor and Jessie return to the room where the TARDIS is parked. The orange glow of its windows illuminating the dreary corners of the factory halls.
That's every room. No woman hiding anywhere under this roof. So I say, we should be leaving.
The Doctor takes only one step into the room with his TARDIS. But,
Hold on.
holding up his arm, the Doctor blocks Jessie from entering the door. He takes another, less confident step.
Strange. The TARDIS must be weighing down the floor. Although, we've walked through here before. Regardless, we should be able to make our way across if we're careful.
Carefully, the Doctor shifts his weight to the floor right at the base of the TARDIS.
All right, Jessie, come on. You should be fine to cross.
Halfway across the floor, Jessie stops.
Wait, what's that noise? It sounds like some sort of machine.
The Doctor gestures to the ground around them, which is littered with stray pink foam pellets.
You see all these packaging peanuts? Well, I imagine the machine that makes them is somewhere in this room. You could probably see it if it wasn't so dark. Although, it is quite atmospheric.
Making her way to the TARDIS, Jessie squints into the darkness. To her left, she can barely make out the source of the sound. A large machine spitting pellets down a shaft very rapidly. At the base of the machine, small cracks stretch out along the floor.
Doesn't it seem louder than before? Like someone cranked it up since the last time we were in here.
The Doctor, standing at the door of the TARDIS, reaches out, slowly guiding Jessie toward him.
We saw the others leave, so I don't think so. Now, watch your step and make sure to keep your eyes on me. Good.
Pulling her up the foot of the TARDIS, they both let out a sigh of relief before turning to the door.
I'm glad that's sorted. About time we make our exit.
He quickly inserts the key into the lock. However, he hesitates before turning it.
Doctor, what's wrong?
I just thought of something.
The Doctor stares absent-mindedly at the door, inches from his face. His finger remains on the key inserted into the lock. However, he slowly begins to pull it back out.
Could it get inside?
What? What did you just say?
Nothing. Just rethinking our situation. We should probably try one more time to convince the team to clear out.
So, you want to help the Ghostbusters now? I thought you said there was nothing here to worry about.
Well, they have children with them. All this machinery, they could get hurt. It'd be best if they simply clear out.
Actually, now that you mention it, this factory closed down weeks ago, right? Why is that packing peanut machine still on? Who would have...
The Doctor and Jessie whip around in surprise, only to see Angel at the doorway.
Oh, it's just Angel. That nearly gave me a heart attack.
Nice to see you again, Angel. Please stay where you are. The floor in here has gotten quite unstable.
Oh, of course, Doctor. Thank you for the warning.
Raig'n bounds up from behind her, about to enter the room, but Angel throws out her arms to stop her.
What's this? What are you doing?
The Doctor here says the floor has lost its structural integrity. We should listen. He probably knows what he's talking about.
Right. Just Jessie and I seem to be pushing the limit.
What are you two doing here?
Oh, I just came to see you off. Ensure you have a safe departure. Although I've never seen a TARDIS in action.
Oh? Well, unfortunately, you'll have to wait a bit longer. Jessie and I have decided to stay.
Well, that's... What?
Yeah, we're gonna get you guys out of here before you catch the ghost that doesn't exist. Doctor?
Not exactly. I just don't believe it's prudent to have children in an abandoned factory is all. Wouldn't you agree?
I appreciate the concern. I really do. We both appreciate it. However, I don't think we're going to be needing your help. I've gotten my family through far worse scrapes than this.
Angel, startled, turns to look at Raig'n, whose body violently shivers at discomfort.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Does anyone else feel cold? I feel really cold all of a sudden. And my neck.
Raig'n, look at me. Are you all right?
Oh, you're fine, Dr. Jesse. We're so glad you came by, and even though you weren't much help, I appreciate that you took the time to look around. You can go ahead and go. We've got this mission handled.
I'm sorry, but I don't think that's possible. I'm a little in too deep at this point.
Well, Doctor, I hate to be so rude, but I don't think we need you anymore. You can go now. We've been making such progress on our own.
Sort of ironic. I was determined to leave until you knocked on my door.
I beg your pardon? I never knocked on your ship.
At this point, Ted and Sam also appear behind Angel, peeking their heads around her to get a look into the room.
Mum, what's going on?
Oh, shut! Not right now, sweetie. Mummy's talking.
Ted gives his mother a confused look. Noticing this, Raig'n takes him aside.
You see it, don't you? How she acts differently when other people are around?
Well, sure, but that's just because...
No. We need to stop making excuses for her. It always has to be about her. That's why... Ugh.
Raig'n is pulled away from the conversation for a moment as she scrunches up her shoulders in discomfort.
Okay, seriously. It feels like there's a bug crawling on the back of my neck.
Reaching up to feel behind her head, Raig'n's eyes show confusion. Ted is about to ask her what's wrong, but...
Ted! Isn't that right?
His focus turns back to his mother.
What's that, Mum?
I always keep you safe. On every single mission?
Of course, Mum.
You see, Doctor, I'm all the protection they need.
That's all well and good, but I think we're forgetting something. If you didn't knock on my door, who did?
Shifting her focus to this new question, Angel stares forward for a moment, putting the pieces together. Her eyes light up in revelation.
The woman! She's probably still in here.
Losing all sense of inhibition, Angel charges into the room.
Wait, no! Don't come in, you!
Beneath them, the floor finally gives way. Chunks of wood, tile, and metal all sent flying. The pellet machine cracks off its braces and plummets to floors below, dragging large portions of the wall with it. The damage spreads quickly to the doorway and tears down a piece of the immediate hallway as well. The TARDIS slides across the now angular floor, but manages to maintain its position at the cusp of the hall. The group is sent tumbling down into the darkness below. Ted's eyes slowly flutter open, and he rubs his forehead in pain. The world finally coming into focus, he begins to survey the room around him. Dim light shines down from above, obscured by the jagged remains of the floor they had fallen through, hanging loosely from the walls overhead. Beneath him is a pile of pink packing peanuts. No, not a pile, an entire mountain. Glancing around, Ted sees the unconscious bodies of Jesse and the doctor, both partially buried beneath the gigantic heap of pellets. Various sealed doors surround the warehouse floor, which is littered with crates and a large industrial crane.
You're finally awake. Of course you'd be lazing around while I take charge. It's all you've ever been good for, really.
Angel has descended the enormous mound of foam pellets and is shakily pacing around the warehouse floor, inspecting a stack of crates.
Mum? How far did we fall? How long have I been out?
The first thing you do is start with the stupid questions. Get down here and help me look for a way out.
At that, Angel stumbles for a moment, catching herself on one of the crates. She puts a hand up to her head, wincing. The dim light of the room makes it difficult to see, but Ted can almost make out the trickle of blood on the side of Angel's head.
Mum, are you okay? Here, let me... Wait, where's Sam? Sam? Sam?
Ted stumbles forward, using his hands to frantically dig through the peanuts, tossing handfuls of the foam. He gets more desperate with each scoop. He can't find his sister anywhere.
They're peanuts, you idiot! She's not going to drown! Now get down here and help me open this thing.
But Mum, she could be...
Now, Teddy!
Ted stares blankly at his mother for a moment, taken aback. Angel lifts a crowbar off the ground and awkwardly tries to prop it under the wooden lid of the crate. At this, Jessie comes to and turns her foggy attention to Ted.
Mum, I really think we should find Sam first. She could be...
None of that matters if we can't kill the woman under the roof. Now get your ass down here before I really...
What the heavens is all this racket? Did I oversleep for Paragis Club again? You old girls take the game far too seriously.
Doctor, what are you talking about?
Oh, Jessie! Oh, yes, I remember now! Planet Paragis, the paranormal appraisal party, pile of pink packing peanuts. We fell through the floor, didn't we? Can't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, thank goodness. Doctor, Julie, you're all right. Teddy and I were just looking for Sam.
Angel quickly falls to her knees and begins digging through the peanuts on the ground before her.
It's Jessie, actually.
Right, Jessie. My mistake.
Angel doesn't look up from the peanuts as she sifts through them. Jessie's eyes shift to Ted, who is staring very confused at his mother. Shaking his head, he returns to digging through the peanuts.
Teddy?
Sam!
Locating his sister's hand beneath the pellets, Ted pulls her up with a grunt. Her head bursts through the sea of pink, and Ted helps her to her feet, where she slowly gains back her balance.
Whoa. Thanks. It was really pink down there.
Don't worry about it. You're okay, yeah?
I think so.
Sam looks around at the group, frazzled, sitting beneath the dim, flickering factory lights from above.
But where's Raig'n?
Oh dear. We better get cracking on finding her.
The Doctor, Ted, Sam, and Angel all begin to sift through the peanuts once again, but Jessie remains still for a moment.
Oh my god.
What's wrong?
She's not down there.
They all stop their digging and turn to Jessie inquisitively.
Right when the floor fell out, I saw her. She was looking around all frantically. I mean, we all were, but the last thing I saw before I fell, Raig'n was looking around and then she just...
Just what? Spit it out.
She vanished, blinked away. It was so weird. There wasn't a flash or smoke or anything. She just disappeared.
I knew it.
Angel leaps to her feet, rushing forward to point her finger in the Doctor's face.
The woman under the roof is real and it's here and I'm going to be the one who kills it.
The Doctor smiles and politely weaves his way around Angel, removing his face from her finger.
Suppose you're right. This woman under the roof is really real. Who's to say it's paranormal? Or even that it's malicious? Playing ghost hunter won't get us anywhere. So why don't we first work on finding a way out of here? I'm sure you can agree that that's the most... rational. Oh dear.
The Doctor fishes around his breast pocket for a moment, before nervously checking his trouser pockets.
It seems that I dropped my sonic screwdriver on the floor above us when we all took a tumble.
The group shares nervous glances amongst themselves, before they all turn to look up at the floor above them, where the Doctor's sonic supposedly resides.
That doesn't matter now!
Everyone's eyes snap back to the Doctor, mortified.
What? Why not?
We'll all get out of here much quicker if we don't dwell on the past. Everyone, listen to me very closely. Keep your eyes forward. Don't take even a single moment to think about my Sonic, the TARDIS, or even Raig'n. We'll all be perfectly safe but we have to stay on task 100%. Got it?
But, Doctor, I'm sure we can find a way back to...
These crates! I'm sure they'll have something we can use in them. At the very least, maybe we'll find a door out of here behind one of them. Hop to it, everyone!
Sam gets straight to work, helping Angel pry open one of the various wooden boxes. The doctor heads over to another, his eyes scanning the ground for a crowbar. Jessie, flabbergasted, watches the doctor work for a moment before heading over to help him.
Teddy, come help us with this.
Ted excitedly hurries over to assist his family, placing his hand on the crowbar next to his mother and sister. As soon as he does, Angel lets go and walks away.
I'm going to go look around. Don't go messing anything up. First time for everything, right?
The excitement draining from his face, Ted lets out a defeated sigh and presses his weight down on the bar, snapping open the top of the wooden crate. Letting out an exasperated sigh, Jessie cradles her head in her hands. Her boredom is approaching a fever pitch. Beside her, also seated on one of the many crates that litters the warehouse floor, are Ted and Sam. Ted neurotically fumbles with the tool belt, shifting it back and forth, trying and failing to find the exact right position for maximum utility. Sam is much more content, watching the dim warehouse lights from above reflect off the glass gemstones studded on her pink shoes.
So, what do you guys usually do for fun?
This seems to be the breaking point for Ted, who hops to his feet in frustration.
Ugh, I should be helping find a way out. This is ridiculous. We're sitting in here being babysat, like we're useless.
So this isn't how your missions normally go.
Well, I mean, it sort of is, but not the babysitting. I'm 17. I'm a ghost hunter. I don't need a nanny.
You're 17 and she never actually lets you help catch the ghosts and goblins? Why does she make you tag along then?
It's not exactly like that. I help sometimes, just never with anything important.
Jessie lifts her head from her hands and straightens up. She's intrigued.
Oh yeah? What do you do?
I don't know. We can do little things here and there, like Sam. She's only 10, but Mum lets her run atmospheric scans. Simple things, like that.
She said she'd let me program our coordinates for the next mission. She has to watch me do it, though.
I'm sure you'll do great, Sammy. Yeah, that's how it usually goes. I'm pretty good at observation. If she'd just let me into the field, once in a while. But usually she just has me do manual stuff, like opening crates. It's a weird situation, but she probably knows best.
So you're the background dancers. Make her look better while she does all the heavy lifting, gets all the glory.
I mean, I wouldn't put it like that.
Why don't you just say something?
I've tried, but it's not really my place. She's the one with all the experience, you know?
Jessie is about to comment, but holds her tongue. It's probably not her place to say, so she changes the topic.
So what exactly is it you guys do? I dig the whole Scooby-Doo vibe. I'm just curious how it all works.
Scooby? Like the ancient Earth mythology, with the talking dog?
Mythology? Never mind. Forget Scooby. How do you actually make money? Is it really just killing ghosts?
Well, typically we just go around solving mysteries. People will pay us to do certain jobs, or we'll just find jobs and people will end up paying us anyway. Out of kindness.
And that actually works? That's a good business model?
Hasn't let us down yet. There have been a few times where people didn't really want to, but Raig'n was...
Ted pauses for a second, quickly hit with the realization that his family friend is no longer with them.
Well, Raig'n was usually able to negotiate it down. Rest her soul. But for things to continue, we need somebody to do that. I guess I might be able to take over with that now.
You'd probably be pretty good at that. Don't you think, Sam?
Yeah, Ted is smart. He'd be really good at getting people to give us money.
Thanks. Of course, now that I think about it, Mum will probably want to do it herself.
Really? I assume she's so busy doing all the ghost hunting work. She wouldn't let Raig'n's job fall to you?
Probably not. I'm not sure. I have no doubt she could do it, but she's not the best with people. Don't tell her I said this, but I could probably do it better.
Oh, and what if I do tell her?
Wait. Are you actually going to...
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. All right. Thanks.
An awkward silence falls over the two, broken only by the sound of Sam's feet, bouncing off a crate as she absent-mindedly dangles them. Jessie takes in a deep breath, then breaks the silence.
Ted, can I ask you something?
Sure.
You've obviously been all around the galaxy. I'm sure you've helped with investigations for all sorts of people. Maybe seen a bunch of different family structures? Have you ever considered that your mom is pretty manipulative?
No, don't misunderstand. I like you, Jessie, but you don't have to insult my family. My mum can have a bit of an ego, but it has a hard limit. She's a hero.
No, I'm not trying to.
Actually, you know what? I have seen a lot of different people on this job. I'm good at recognizing patterns. I've seen people who lie and manipulate, and how they get others wrapped around their finger so tight, they never question a thing.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
And I've seen enough of those people to tell you that your doctor friend, he's the prime example.
Wait, what? No, he's not.
Oh, of course you don't see it. Like I said, he's got you wrapped around his finger.
Ted, I really don't... Look, all I'm saying is this. Talk to your mom, please. I really think that...
Jessie, I believe we found something. This might be the way out. Shake a leg.
Just talk to her, okay?
Ted gives a reserved nod, and Jessie turns to shout back at the doctor.
We're coming. Wait, doctor, should I bring the kids?
Of course. The more the merrier.
Jessie leads the siblings through a maze of crates to the far corner of the factory toward the doctor's voice. Meeting him halfway, he leads the group to another corner where Angel is waiting next to a single open door.
I bring visitors. Ah, I see you've managed to get it open.
Of course I did. But Doctor, why are my kids here?
You'd prefer to leave them unprotected while we go on an adventure?
Wait, Mum, you don't want us to go with you?
Of course not. Why would I want you here?
Jessie and the doctor both give Angel a look of surprise at her harsh tone.
I'm sorry. Really hate to say it, but I just don't want you to get hurt. You understand?
Don't worry, Angel. Ted's a big boy. I'm sure he'll be fine. Just give him a chance. I'll stay out here and watch Sam. You three go on ahead.
Not a bad plan, but I'd much prefer if you were at least in earshot. Whatever's down this hall, I think you'll be much safer with me. Even Sam.
If we're all going in, I'll watch Sam. I usually do. Is that all right, Mum?
That doesn't...
All right, let's all keep a cool head. Eyes forward, everyone. Angel, don't you think your children would be safer next to you?
Well, that's just... Of course they would be. They should come with us. Just please try not to get in the way, will you?
Oh, wonderful. Now that that's all sorted.
Ted and Sam's faces both light up, excited to finally be included. The doctor gives them both a wide smile before turning to walk into the open doorway. But before he can step a foot inside, he's knocked off balance as Angel shoves her way past him, determined to be the first to explore this new area. Keeping her pace, Angel doesn't turn around as she shouts back.
How clumsy of me. 2 people, 1 door. Simple mistake, you understand?
The doctor rubs the arm where he was bumped and looks back at the others. Ted and Sam remain unfazed and follow their mother inside the darkened hall. Jessie trails close behind, hesitating for a moment. The doctor takes a suspicious glance over his shoulder into the seemingly empty warehouse before entering the dark hallway. Squinting their eyes, the group does their best to see down the dark hall. Their only source of light, the entrance from which they came, constantly getting further and further away.
Pretty dark in here, huh? Can't we turn on the lights?
I'd love to, but no Sonic, remember?
There was a control panel back at the entrance, right? Maybe we should go back and...
Nope, won't work. Let's just keep moving forward. Eyes front.
You seem awfully sure about that. What would it hurt to go back and try?
Oh, it's just a hallway. Walk in a straight line. You're not going to get lost.
Angel makes a great point. It would be quite hard to get lost in here, especially with how cramped it is.
Yeah, it's pretty tight in here, and that's usually not a problem for me.
Unfortunately, the inhabitants of this planet aren't exactly the tallest. Well, I mean, relative to... Ow!
The doctor stops in place for a moment and brings his hand up to rub his head.
Ouch. You all right?
I'm fine. The ceiling is just so low. And of course I can't actually see it. Then again, that's probably not a bad thing.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Let's keep moving. Really wallop my noggin.
I'm sure you'll be fine, Doctor. I'm sorry, but we have more important things to focus on for the moment, don't we?
Here, Doctor. Try this.
The doctor reaches down through the darkness towards Sam. Feeling something land between his fingers, he pulls a small glass bottle up to his face. Giving it a quick shake, he listens to the liquid swish around inside.
What's this, sweetie?
Healing potion. It has a little bit of holy water in it too.
Oh, thank you so much, but I'm afraid this won't work on me.
Why not?
Oh, Time Lord and all that?
Doctor, it'll work perfectly. Just drink it. Trust me.
That's right. You say you've worked with Time Lords before.
We have, yeah.
Just to be clear, you fought ghosts, killed demons, used potions like this to help them, and they thanked you for a successful job.
They did, yes. This was back before they all disappeared, of course.
They drank the holy water.
Yes, and its healing potion.
That's truly so... implausible.
I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, but... Oh, wait!
Angel comes to a sudden stop, and the group does the same.
There's a door here, and it feels like... Yes, it's open.
Seizing the opportunity, the doctor snakes his way to the front, repaying Angel's maneuver from earlier. The first to step inside the room, he runs his gloved hand along the interior wall before finding a control panel. Flipping a switch, the room is flooded with light from above, pouring out into the hallway as well. Squinting, allowing her eyes to adjust, Jessie lets out a sigh of relief.
Oh, thank God. Light.
Angel, only a few steps behind the doctor, gives him a glare as she steps inside the room, leading everyone else inside.
What is this place? I'm not complaining. At least the ceiling's taller.
Let's focus, please. Eyes forward. This room appears to be...
Glancing around quickly, the doctor takes stock of the place. A small room with barely enough space to fit the 5 of them. Its walls are lined with rows of computers and the strange wiring of all different colors.
A vault. A very, very, very secure vault. Goodness. Deadlocked. Dimensionally sealed. Time-locked? What in the world were they keeping in here? I'm sure glad the door was open.
Paragis is the central production planet of the entire system. The people here treat manufacturing like their religion. This room is clearly the CEO's safe room. In case of a robbery or a natural disaster, they'd need to keep their single most important citizen protected at all costs. We should be able to get the security code fairly easily since we're inside, so opening or closing that door won't be a problem now. But that's all right, Doctor. It's not something I'd expect you to know.
Angel flashes the doctor her absolute most passive-aggressive smile.
Well, I've seen something very similar to this once. It was actually designed to keep me inside. Story for another time. At the very least, this explains why my TARDIS is stuck in park. This door was open. The ridiculous amount of interdimensional energies and transtemporal particles leaking out of this room. It's like the TARDIS is caught in a very sophisticated fishing net. I'm glad we found the perfectly rational, non-ghost-related reason I was stranded here.
The doctor returns a smile of the same kind back to Angel. Narrowing her eyes, Angel breathes in sharply, then turns on her heel to face the children.
All right, everyone. I want you to stand in that corner, don't move a muscle, and don't touch anything. Just stay right there, and don't get in my way. Are we clear?
Yes, Mom.
Angel bounds over to the computers, her fingers flying across the keyboards as she attempts to access them.
Not a terrible idea. Perhaps we can use these systems to open up the doors outside, or maybe get back up to my TARDIS.
The doctor gestures for Jesse to join him, as he starts tapping the keys on a separate keyboard. After a moment, Ted pipes up from his place in the corner.
I'm sorry, but what about the woman? Are we just gonna run from her? Actually, this room is a dead end. What if she corners us in here?
Good point.
Strolling back to the door, the doctor swings it closed. The sound of various clicks, hums, and buzzes fill the room as all of the numerous locks activate at once.
There we go. Nothing in any universe is getting through that door.
About to walk back to his spot at the computer, something catches the doctor's eye. Pacing over to a shelving unit at the back of the room, he picks up a small handheld device and inspects it carefully.
What's that? A communicator?
Not exactly. Looks like it actually doubles as a life force scanner. No, wait, there's more!
Shifting the rusty device in his hands, it splits apart into two devices. A pair.
Would you look at that? Double! 2 communicator scanners for the price of 1! Although, I understand the discount, these things are ancient. Here, Ted, catch!
The doctor tosses one of the communicators to Ted, who fumbles with it, trying to turn it on.
That's pretty cool. It's like those walkie-talkies you can buy in a set of 2. My dad and I used to use those when we would go camping and... Doctor?
Jesse stops mid-sentence, watching the doctor struggle with the device in his hand. His face turning red as he applies more and more pressure. Ted does the same on his end, both struggling to push the rusted buttons down. Finally, they manage to activate each device, and they slowly whir to life.
Got it. It's taken a moment to turn on. Probably hasn't been activated for some time.
Yeah, but this is a great find. I'm kind of glad we came in here.
Ted, glad to be included, smiles wide. Angel, however, lets an angry snarl creep across her face. Turning to the shelves, she begins violently tossing everything on them to the floor.
Mum? What are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm searching.
Mum, calm down, please. You seem irritated, but you shouldn't...
Didn't I tell you to stand in the corner and keep quiet? Are you determined to get in my way?
Overhearing this, Jessie instantly turns away from the doctor and marches up toward Angel.
Hey, don't talk to him like that.
Angel rolls her eyes and looks back to Ted.
Oh, really? Now you get your friends to gang up on me.
Mum, she's not speaking for me, I swear...
Nope. You're not talking to him, Angel. You're talking to me.
Oh, please, you're both wasting my time. Step aside. I'm done with this.
Angel turns away from the shelf, dropping the object that was in her hand almost deliberately and allowing it to shatter on the floor in front of Ted. He jumps back, startled.
Now, wait a minute. That's not...
Jessie, are you all right?
Yeah, it's fine. I just got hair in my mouth. Angel, where are you going?
Angel stops and turns around, her hand centimeters from the door.
There's obviously nothing to find in here. It's a dead end. I'm leaving.
Are you serious? We just got here.
Rolling her eyes once again, Angel grabs Sam's hand and turns back toward the door. Ted gets ready to follow.
Now hold on! If you open that door, anything can get in or out.
Angel smirks and walks up to the doctor, staring him dead in the eye.
What's the matter? Afraid of a ghost that doesn't exist? Admit it, you're just here to steal this kill from me. I'm tired of you pretending you're not.
Of course not. That's ridiculous. I only came to this planet because I wanted to complete a recipe. Jessie, tell her!
I've heard more than enough from your little lackey there. I know it when I see it. You might not have meant to come here, but you can't wait to steal all the glory. It's why you won't let on how much you know about the woman.
Now wait a moment, that's...
You thought I wouldn't notice, right? Well, I'm smarter than the rest of them. I know you're hiding something. I can tell when I'm being cheated.
Just do what she says, Doctor. It's clear she's done this thing more than you.
Really? You're still taking her side in all of this?
Oh, you're one to talk. Of course, the mythical Doctor would never be wrong. How could he?
Now hold on a minute, that's not...
Tension's high. Everyone stiffens up in reaction to this unexpected sound. All eyes snap to the doctor, and he reaches into his coat pocket, from which it's emanating.
Would you look at that? The scanner's finally up and running. I suppose that's...
His eyes widen, and a bit of color drains from the doctor's face. Looking up from the scanner, he lets out a breath, then reignites his smile.
Well, it's not important. Angel is probably right. We would best be getting out of here. Probably nothing more we can do.
Wait, really? What did you see on that scanner?
Like I said, not important. Come on, everyone. Eyes front. Let's head back to the warehouse floor. Would you like to lead the way, Angel?
The doctor begins his walk toward the vault door, but he's stopped in his tracks as Ted speaks up.
Ugh, whatever. Keep your secrets. I have a scanner too.
The doctor spins around, a bit of a crazed look in his eyes.
That's not necessary. We can take a look when we get out of here. Come on, double time.
The color drains from Ted's face as well, as he takes in the visual of the Life Force scanner in his hand. Displayed on the screen is a digital mock-up of the factory. Inside the section denoting the vault are 6 yellow blinking lights. 6 signs of life.
She's here? How? Where?
Who? Ted, what are you talking about?
Yes, spit it out.
There are 6 life forces in this room right now. The woman under the roof, she's right in the center of the room. But where?
A bewildered look washes over everyone's face as they stand petrified. They hadn't locked her out at all. They locked themselves inside with her. After the initial moment of shock, their eyes begin to scan about the room, searching for the woman. But
No! Don't look up. Whatever you do, keep your eyes forward. She can't hurt you if you just don't look up.
Excuse me? What are you on about?
Oh my god.
the fear on Jessie's face quickly shifts to astonishment as she begins to piece it all together.
Raig'n, she disappeared. When she disappeared before we fell, it happened right when she looked up at the ceiling. The woman is on the ceiling. That's what under the roof means. When you look at her, she takes you in an instant, and you...
She trails off for a moment before snapping her eyes back to the doctor, a look of rage and fear swelling up inside of her.
You knew. The whole damn time, all this keep your eyes forward, you knew. Why the hell didn't you tell us?
Now hold on, Jessie. The why isn't important right now. Right now, we just need to survive. Just don't look up.
Are you out of your mind? How long did you know? Was it since we landed? Oh my god, I knew you were acting weird.
I tried to tell you, the man doesn't have an honest bone in his body. Now, just let me handle this.
Oh, I don't want to hear a word out of you.
Excuse me?
Hey, don't talk to my mum like that.
Stay out of this, Ted. No one asked you.
Are you serious? I was trying to defend you.
Teddy, don't yell at Mum.
I'm not,
None of this matters now. We need to focus on staying safe.
Oh, why don't you just shut up?
I don't like this.
As long as
Baby
you
died. She died. You could have.
I want to get out
now
of
we
here.
need to go immediately.
All of us could die because you.
Jaws of danger.
Their argument quickly devolves into silence as Jessie descends into a coughing fit.
What the hell is this?
All eyes on her, Jessie reaches to pull a long strand of hair out of her mouth, only to find it connected to a braid on the other side of her face. A braid not made of her own hair. A braid dangling down from the ceiling.
No one look up at it. That's her. She's trying to get us to look up at her.
Reacting to the doctor's words, the braid slithers away from Jessie's neck for a moment, before splitting into multiple strands. Jessie stands petrified, frozen in fear, as several of the strands crawl along her neck and over her shoulders. She lets out a shiver and begins to take rapid, shallow breaths, her eyes glued to the floor.
Doctor, what's it doing?
I believe it's trying to grab onto you. We need to leave now. Angel, open the door.
No.
This isn't the time. Open the door before it gets a good grip on her.
No! It's your inexperience that got us into this situation, damn you! I'm killing it right here and now. Jessie, hold still.
I'm not letting you do this. Jessie, slowly walk towards the door.
The doctor walks toward the door himself, but Angel stops him. Reaching onto her belt, she removes a coin-shaped device. Ted takes a step back from her, visibly shaken.
Whoa, Mum, you don't have to use that. Not in here.
Quiet! You speak when spoken to.
Angel, what is that?
I've told you time and again, I'm here to kill that thing.
Smacking the coin down on the floor with an overhead toss, it expands and bursts into a puff of smoke. When the mist clears, a high-tech gun-like object sits on the floor in its place, holstered in some sort of charging station.
Mum, is that the Hollister? You can't.
Angel reaches down vindictively, pulling the weapon from its station. It whizzes to life, emitting a soft green light and small trails of steam from several ports along the barrel.
Angel, you can't fire a weapon like that in here. The recoil, the ricochet.
He's right, Mum. The Hollister...
Quiet! You best show me some respect. I'm holding your lives in my hand right now.
Glaring angrily, Angel points the weapon at Jessie. Keeping her eyes straight, she slowly angles the weapon upward, where she assumes the woman is hiding.
Ted, what is that thing? How does it work?
It's a last resort device. Sort of a vaporizer. It locks onto a life force and vaporizes it into nothing. But Mum, we're all so close in this room. If it might hit the wrong target, or assume we're all just one big life form, you can't...
Enough! I know what I'm doing. I'm going to kill the woman under the roof. I'm going to save all of you, and I'm going to get my kids back. You've clearly been hexed by this doctor. I'm going to show you who's the real hero here.
Angel releases the safety on the weapon, and its glow brightens, along with energetic whir.
Hexed? Mum, what are you...
You've never talked to me like this before. This is all the doctor's doing.
Mum, please, just put it down. Everything will be okay.
The strands of the woman's hair continue to twist and curl around Jessie, wrapping around her throat and shoulders.
The hair, it's getting tighter.
You heard her. It's now or never.
Mum, please. Sammy's here. Eileen wouldn't want this.
At this, Angel's eyes widen. She lowers the Hollister slightly and looks to Ted. then to Sam. Sam stares back, terrified. But Angel is transfixed by the familiarity of her green eyes.
What's happening? Who's Eileen?
Angel lets out a sigh and removes her finger from the trigger.
Thank you. I love you, Mum. You know I do. Now let's find a way out of here so we can keep Sam safe, just like Eileen wanted.
So we can keep her safe? Or for you to keep her safe?
Wait. What? Who's Eileen?
We can finish this outside. Please, just...
Enough! I call the shots around here. Me!
Angel quickly lifts the holster back toward the ceiling. Pulling the trigger, the barrel pulses with bright green light, charging up to fire.
Get out!
Lunging toward the door, the Doctor quickly deactivates the various safeguards. Just as the sealed vault hisses open, Angel's weapon fires. Ted's eyes snap open as the world around him spins. Holding his groggy head, he tries to rise to his feet from his position sprawled out on the hallway floor. Glancing around, he can make out the bodies of Jessie, the Doctor, and Angel all lying in similar positions a short distance from the vault door.
Sam? Sammy? Where?
Ted's view finally comes into focus as he spots the sparkle of Sam's studded pink shoe sticking out of the crack on the open vault door. Stumbling forward, he makes his way over to her, only to realize that the slithering black strands of the woman are slowly creeping their way around his sister's leg.
Sam, no!
Ted increases his pace, sprinting toward the open door, his shout stirring awake the other three lying in the hallway. Finally reaching the doorway, he grabs his sister by the ankles, dragging her from the vault. Luckily, aside from a few scratches on her forehead, she seems fine. The tangled threads of the woman's hair attempt to cling to Sam, but Ted pulls harder, yanking her away. With a final burst of energy, he throws his shoulder against the vault door. The various energized locks spring to life from inside, completely sealing the room off from the outside world.
What did you just do?
Nothing can get in, right? Well, let's hope nothing can get out either.
Back in the center of the warehouse floor, next to the mound of packing peanuts and open crates, the Doctor paces in small circles, contemplating his options. Jessie sits atop one of the unopened crates, staring at him. Finally, she decides to break the minutes-long silence.
When were you planning on telling us? Was it before or after the woman dragged each and every one of us down to Skeletor's castle in hell?
The Doctor ignores the question and continues pacing in his small circle.
Doctor!
Jessie stands and walks up to him, stopping him mid-step.
What is this thing? Where have you seen it before? I'm really scared here. Give me something. Please.
The Doctor locks eyes with Jessie. He sees her fear, her doubt of survival, her doubt in him.
I've only seen her once before. It was during the time...
Wincing, the Doctor steps around Jessie and continues to pace in his little circles.
It doesn't matter what she is or where she's from. I'd only be guessing anyway. The important news is, she's locked inside one of the most secure vaults in the universe. All we need now is to find a way out of here.
Across the room, Sam and Ted sit next to each other in a pile of packing peanuts. They watch Angel fumble with a small laser tool, trying and failing to open one of the locked doors to the outside.
I can't believe she did that. We almost died.
You mean the Hollister?
Yeah, normally she's reckless, but I think there might be something wrong with Mum.
She always does stuff like this, though. Remember when she drove that buggy right over the cliff? When we were getting chased by that monster in McCoy.
Of course I remember. You broke your arm.
But it didn't get us. Mum always gets us out of trouble. You know that.
No. I don't think so. Not this time.
Rising to his feet, Ted takes one final look at Sam. She smiles at him innocently, yet inquisitively. He returns the smile before taking a deep breath and marching over toward his mother.
Oh, Teddy, good. I need you to peel back this wiring. I think I can probably short-circuit the door's mechanism if I can cut through the security paneling.
Actually, Mum, I wanted to talk to you.
You can talk while you peel back wires. Come on, make yourself useful for once.
No, Mum. This is serious.
Angel is taken aback for a moment, her eyes reading Ted's face closely. She's not used to him acting this way. She quickly turns back to the panel, fiddling with her laser device.
Why am I not surprised? Even after I save all of your lives, you still don't trust me. Unbelievable.
Mum, in the vault with the Hollister, you should not have set it off. You could have gotten us killed. If the doctor hadn't have opened the door when he did...
That stupid doctor must have sabotaged it. I should never have let him near such a sophisticated device, trying to make me look like a fool so he can kill the woman himself.
No, Mum.
Ted takes his mother by the shoulders, pulling her attention away from the wires in the wall.
You never should have set that off in such a small place. I don't know what's going on, but something is really wrong with you. Maybe it's because Raig'n's gone.
What would you know, you stupid child?
Jerking away from her son, Angel slips the laser device back into her belt.
It's you too, isn't it? First the doctor, now you're trying to throw me off the case too? Trying to steal all the glory from your own mother?
What? No, I don't care about that.
Angel glares him down before backing away. She struts away angrily toward one of the other sealed doors. Ted watches her walk away, letting out a sigh of disappointment and frustration.
Hey, do you have a second?
Ted turns to see Jessie, arms crossed and brow furrowed, standing behind him.
Oh, did you hear that? I think she just...
You were right.
Wait, what?
The doctor, I don't know what's wrong with him, but you were right. He's lying about everything, keeping all these secrets. I don't know what he's planning or why, but he's just not innocent here. Like, at all. I should have listened to you earlier.
No, wait a tick. You were right. The doctor's the reason we got out of the vault alive. My mother's ego almost got us killed back there. And she's the whole reason we fell down here in the first place. You were spot on.
Well, maybe. Maybe they both suck.
So, we're both right?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow. So, this is what a compromise feels like.
Yeah, you probably don't get a lot of that with Angel, do you?
You don't know the half of it.
That's too bad. You seem to be pretty capable, all things considered. I bet if we put our heads together, we could probably...
Jessie trails off, noticing Ted's eyes gloss over with fresh tears. Squinting, he tries to quickly wipe them away.
Whoa, hey, are you all right?
No, I'm sorry. It's all just sort of hitting me. I can't stay with her. Not anymore. Me and Sam, we're gonna have to leave.
Showing Ted a sad smile, Jessie moves in to give him a tight hug. After holding each other in a moment of empathy, Jessie pulls away and grants him a reassuring look.
You'll be fine. I know you will. Don't worry, you'll rise above this.
Thanks, Jessie. I really appreciate... Actually, that gives me an idea.
As Jessie and Ted chat amongst themselves, the doctor continues his pacing in circles. He catches a glimpse of the wires hanging from the wall where Angel had been tinkering, and then glances over to a pile of packing peanuts.
We're gonna have to...
Not to interrupt,
Jessie and Ted both turn to face him.
but where are the other two?
Was that... Sam!
Their eyes all snap toward the direction of the scream. The hallway leading to the sealed vault. Ted launches himself over a crate and hits the ground running a full sprint. Out of the warehouse floor, down the hallway, and toward the vault.
Ted, slow down!
What was that?
I'm not sure.
Sam! Sam! Where are you?
Dashing down the dark hallway, the Doctor and Jessie look out toward the wall, where they see, slid open, the door to the vault. They both burst into a full sprint. They make it to the doorway. But before Jessie can step inside, she freezes in place.
Jessie, are you all right?
The Doctor turns his head away from her face and stares into the safe room. Inside, he sees Ted, standing over a crouched silhouette in the corner.
Mum? Where's Sam?
Angel doesn't make a sound. She sits still, shivering in fear.
Mum! Where is Sam?
Shivering, shaking. Angel is immobile. Ted glances around the vault, looking for his sister. He only spots Jessie in the opposite corner. Her head low, she crouches down to pick something up. Ted stares on anxiously to see what she's found. Jessie rises up, the light from the ceiling shining to reflect. From within her hand, the sparkle of a large jewel on a small pink shoe.
I was just trying to save everyone.
Save? Mum, I'm serious. I need an answer from you. Where is Sam?
It wasn't my fault.
I'm asking you one last time.
It honestly wasn't my fault.
Mum, tell me.
Ted, try to calm down.
Yes, it may be tragic, but I really think you should just take a moment to just breathe.
I don't want to hear anything from you.
Ted snarls angrily at the Doctor, before turning his rage back to Angel.
Coward. That's what you are. You're just a coward. Put on a big show, you act like you're always in control. But look where that control's gotten you. Where it's gotten Sam.
I just wanted to keep her safe. I could protect all of you if it wasn't for that doctor. And Jessie. I always did until they showed up.
No. They just challenged your ego. They were inevitable. If you hadn't have been so self-indulgent, this would never have happened. It couldn't have happened. Everything is a challenge to you. You lose control for even a minute, and you go and do this, you get my sister killed.
Ted towers over his mother, who is still crouched on the floor. He curls his fists into visceral anger as Jessie and the Doctor watch on helplessly. Clenching his eyes shut, Ted holds in the anger before letting it out in a deep breath. Turning to look back at Jessie, he very sternly states,
I'm doing the plan. Once I'm up there, you save her. Don't let me lose any more of my family.
Jessie's eyes widen, and she gives Ted a solemn nod. With that, he dashes out of the vault, out toward the warehouse floor. Jessie, without missing a beat, grabs Angel by the wrist, pulling her up from the floor.
What's he talking about? What plan?
Jessie watches admirably as Ted dashes back down the hall before turning to face the Doctor. Fighting back a tear, she motions with the hand not holding Angel's wrist.
He's going to make it up to the top floor again. We need to get out there so we'll be ready to escape.
He needs to be careful. The woman is out there now.
He knows.
Will you be all right?
I just don't know.
Quickly wiping her eyes, Jessie turns out the vault door, dragging Angel close behind. Making their way to the warehouse floor, the three glance around for any sign of Ted, careful not to look up toward the ceiling. A familiar static crackle emanates from the Doctor's pocket, and he retrieves the scanner, switching on the communication function.
Ted, is that you?
Jessie snatches the device from the Doctor's hand.
Ted, how's it looking?
I've almost reached the top. Climbing's tough when you can't look up.
What? What's he doing?
Good. You'll be able to hold on?
I think so, yeah.
Awesome. Let me know when you're ready.
Angel, finally out of her daze of fear and disbelief, looks around in confusion.
What the hell are you two conspiring? What's going on?
As Angel begins to lift her head, following the large stack of crates in front of her, the doctor throws his hands up in front of her eyes.
Stop! Remember?
I know, I'm not an idiot. I just need to know what's happening so I can get us all out of here.
Are you serious? After what just happened, you think we're letting you do anything?
I could have stopped it. Really.
You've got to be joking.
I hate to say it, but it would have worked out if Sammy hadn't distracted me.
Wow, you have no limit, do you?
Jessie shakes the palpable look of disgust off her face, and once again speaks into the scanner.
Ted, you in position?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Dashing behind the stack of crates, Jessie rounds the corner quickly. The doctor and Angel trail behind until they stumble upon her, sitting in the operating seat of a large production crane. Scanning her eyes over the controls, Jessie reaches for one of the levers, but hesitates. A look of fear washes over her face, and she snaps her attention to the doctor, hopping back out of the operator's seat.
Doctor, use this crane. Ted's up top. Can you raise him to the broken floor above?
Oh. That is clever. That is so clever. Dangerous but clever.
Hopping into the seat, the doctor's hands fly over the controls, cranking levers and turning knobs. The engine of the industrial crane whirs to life in response.
And we're on the move. How's it look up there, Ted?
I'm fine. I'm moving fast. I should be up to the top floor in about a minute. It's hard to gauge without looking up at...
Ted, what's going on?
Atop the crane, Ted clings to the thin metal arm with all of his might, keeping his eyes locked on the floor below. Along his back, the raven black hairs of the woman slither beneath his shirt collar and jab into his skin like tiny needles. Ted feels the itch, the burn of the monster's attack, slowly digging into his neck and shoulders as well.
Her hair, it's jamming into me.
What? Quick, stop the crane!
No, I'm almost there.
The three on the ground stare at each other, bewildered, listening to Ted grunt and wheeze on the other side of the communicator. Before any of them can react, the crane's whirring comes to a stop.
He said not to stop!
I didn't. The crane doesn't go any higher.
Ted, did you make it to the top?
They await his response in silence, fighting the urge to look up and see for themselves. After a minute, Ted's voice crackles through once again.
Look out below!
What? What does that boy think he's doing?
Off behind them, a soft poof sounds out from the center of a warehouse floor. Jessie grins and the doctor quickly puts the pieces together.
The Sonic!
Dashing away from the crane and diving into the pile of packing peanuts, the doctor searches for a moment before pulling out his sonic screwdriver. Pointing the golden light straight towards the ceiling, he activates it, turning off all the lights in the warehouse.
Can't look at the woman if we can't see her. Let's go!
Flicking the sonic into flashlight mode, the doctor quickly makes his way to one of the many sealed doors around the warehouse floor. Giving it a buzz, it opens from the middle, revealing a small lift room.
How convenient.
The three quickly make their way inside the lift, and Jessie puts the communicator up to her mouth.
Ted, are you still up there? We're on our way.
Yeah, I'm right by the TARDIS. I'm waiting on you guys. Just make sure to close your eyes till you get inside. She's sort of everywhere up here, and she's not happy.
Got it. We're almost at the top.
Sharing one final look between each other, the three squeeze their eyes shut. They patiently wait, prepared to dash out of the lift. Slamming the TARDIS doors closed, the doctor presses his back up against them, eyes still squeezed shut.
Jessie, Angel, are you both all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Angel?
Can I open my eyes now?
While I'm tempted to say yes, just give me a moment. Jessie, can you hand me the scanner?
Fumbling for a moment, the two complete the awkward blind exchange. Flicking it on, the doctor holds it up to his face.
Ted, can you hear me?
Doctor, are you alright? Jessie, my mum?
Yes, we're all just fine. Safe inside the TARDIS, eyes shut nice and tight.
Well, you don't need to worry about that. The woman is still out here with me. She's actually got a pretty tight hold on me, so that's not great.
Oh, Stella!
Leaping forward, the doctor opens his eyes and races toward the control console. Turning a knob and flicking various switches, he speaks into the scanner again.
Well, not so Stella for you, but it will be very soon. Just hold on a minute, I'll have you safe inside with a hot cup of tea waiting.
Throwing one final lever, the TARDIS groans and wheezes. In the center of the console room, a ghastly figure resembling Ted begins to fade into view, free of the woman's entangling grasp.
Whoa, just like on Vitrum. But wait, that'll bring the woman inside.
Don't worry, I can take the TARDIS anywhere, including the very specific spot where our dear Ted is standing. I'm just avoiding the womany bits. Very technical process.
Ted's figure, staring very intently straight down, slowly becomes more and more visible, until the lights inside the console room flicker for a moment, and Ted's figure vanishes.
Oh no.
The vault door, it's still open. I can go down and close it.
No, it's not the vault door. Never was.
But you said...
Ted, are you still there?
Yeah. Doctor, what's going on? I thought I saw inside your ship for a moment.
The woman. She's powerful. She's some sort of higher dimensional being. The TARDIS can't do anything that she doesn't want it to. But just sit tight. I'm sure I can reroute some of the power from the engines and...
Doctor,
Yes?
stop.
I'm sorry?
Just leave it to me. I'll handle it.
I'm sorry?
I'll handle it. Give me 2 minutes, then leave this planet, and never look back.
At this, Jessie tears the scanner from the doctor's hands.
Ted, what are you doing? Just wait a minute. We'll figure something out. You don't have to try and be a hero.
I don't want to be a hero. I don't care about glory. Despite it all, I want to make sure my mum gets out alive.
Angel is silent, her eyes glued on the door, in the direction of her son.
Ted, come on. Think about this. Is this what Sam would want you to do?
Save Mum? Yeah, I think it is.
Ted, don't. Just give us another minute to figure something out.
Jessie, we were both right. Give him help for me, yeah?
The empty static of the scanner fills the air of the TARDIS console room as the three stare at it in panic contemplation. Jessie breaks the silence first.
Doctor, what's he doing out there?
Well, I can't take a look with the exterior cameras. The woman's abilities might even work when she's viewed digitally.
Jessie simply stares at him, distraught.
But...
Gently taking the scanner from her hands, he buzzes it with his sonic before plugging it into the port of the console controls. Tapping quickly on the keyboard, he pulls up the map of the factory, with two glowing dots slowly moving away from the TARDIS's location. Angel finally breaks her silence.
Teddy, what are you doing out there?
Outside the TARDIS, Ted clips the scanner onto his belt and grits his teeth. The individual hairs of the woman's braid continue to jab into his neck, but he bears the pain silently. Keeping his eyes locked on the floor, Ted reaches a hand up behind his head and grabs a hold of the woman's braid. Gripping it tightly, he winces and takes hold with his other hand. As if confused, the woman tries to pull away. Ted can feel her tugging the hairs left and right, but he holds firm.
Not so strong if I don't look at you, huh?
Ted grunts and takes a step closer to the edge, where the floor had fallen out, to the warehouse filled with packing peanuts down below. The woman is frantic now, pulling her braid in all directions in quick, sudden jerks. Ted can almost hear the faint sounds of screeches from up above.
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
Leaping from the ledge, Ted pulls out the braids with all of his might, dragging the woman down to the floor below. Landing violently in a pile of foam peanuts, Ted can hear the woman's screams and screeches much more clearly. They're on the same level now. Slamming his eyes shut, Ted tightens his grip on the braid once more and begins to slowly make his way toward the vault at the end of the hallway.
I can't believe it.
Inside the TARDIS, the three stare in awe at the monitor as the two blinking lights make their way into the security vault. After a moment of stillness, they both disappear from the screen.
What was that? What happened?
I believe Ted just shut the vault again. No life force could possibly escape from there. Which should mean...
Flipping the lever once again, the Doctor looks up hopefully at the time rotor, which begins to shine. The TARDIS's wheezing is the only sound inside the console room, as it disappears from the planet Paragis. The TARDIS's wheezing slowly comes to a stop as the ship lands peacefully on a patch of sand. Inside, the Doctor lets out a sigh of relief.
There. We're out of the factory and off of Paragis. We're safe.
Good. Take me home then. I'll just plug in the coordinates.
Angel starts to make her way over to the console, but is stopped in her tracks by Jessie.
Really? That's it? Show's over, let's go home. Are you serious right now?
Show me a little respect, Julie. I'm the one who got us out of that situation.
No, you weren't. What the hell are you talking about? You did nothing, you coward. Ted took control of the situation. Ted is the reason we're safe.
Well, he was my son. And because of that, look at us. We're safe. Because of my son.
Us? We?
Jessie stares down Angel as she angrily walks toward her, causing Angel to backpedal.
Your son just sacrificed himself out there, and you act like this was just another ending to one of your jobs? Like there was no consequence here? And don't you dare get the idea that you did any of this. That decision Ted made to save us, I can guarantee that it had nothing to do with you.
Jessie continues her advance until Angel's back is pressed up against the wooden doors of the TARDIS's entrance.
If this is how you react to your son's death, then I'd hate to see how the rest of your jobs turned out.
In one final burst of anger, Jessie shoves Angel out of the TARDIS doors. Landing on her back, Angel sits up and looks around. Nothing but sand all around her. A jungle is barely visible in the distance, the smoke rising up from the tops of thatched huts. Above her are 4 burning hot suns. She turns to look back up at Jessie.
What do you think you're doing? You can't just leave me here.
Oh, please, someone with your extraordinary talent should be just fine.
Angel lunges toward the TARDIS doors, but Jessie shuts them in her face. Spinning around, she marches back toward the console.
Get us out of here.
Now, wait just a moment. I really think...
I wasn't talking to you.
With that, the TARDIS engines whir to life, and the ship begins its departure.
What? When did you start taking orders from her?
The TARDIS groans in reply, and Jessie brushes right past the Doctor, heading toward her room.
Jessie, hold on a minute. Don't you think we should have a discussion?
You finally want to talk.
Jessie turns on her heel.
Yeah, I'd love to have a talk about today.
Jesse, I understand this is the first time you've seen someone pass on one of our trips.
Oh, don't give me that. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The doctor stares silently, her rage reflected in his sad eyes, hanging above his ever-present smile.
Why didn't you explain what was going on? You've been lying to me since the moment we landed on that planet, pretending there was a problem with the engines, or that the woman wasn't real, or pretending you didn't know how it kills people. People died, Doctor.
I told you how to stay safe, to keep your eyes forward. You know I'd never intend for anyone to get hurt.
It would have been a lot easier to listen to you if you weren't so damn cryptic. You just kept lying, avoiding questions, changing the subject. Do you think I'm too stupid to notice?
No, Jesse, of course not.
You've never been like this before. What's so different about the woman under the roof? Why can't you give me a single straight answer?
The doctor says nothing. He just stares at Jesse, silently smiling.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Jesse storms out of the console room. The doctor reluctantly watches her leave, standing perfectly still. Hearing the door of Jesse's room slam shut, he turns to see a half-eaten ticklier tart resting on the console. Inside the Paragis primary factory, in an inky blackness of the closed security vault, a handheld life scanner blinks on, shedding its dim light on the closed space. Its screen shows a single dot. One life force, still inside the vault.
Ugh. Well, that certainly was pretty creepy. Kinda wish that one came out last month, near Halloween. But oh well. Did you guys enjoy the episode? Let me know down in those comments. And make sure to tune in next month. You should know the drill by now. December 25th. That's right, Christmas Day, for our Christmas special, Symphony of the Daleks. Until next time, make sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I want to give a big thanks to all of my patrons, especially Evilly Nice Nava. Stay frosty.